and welcome to the Love and Light Talk Show. I'm your host, Jayshree Shrikant, and the show is all about enriching your lives with awe-inspiring stories from these special souls who have, who are from different walks of life. Each one coming in with their stories, with knowledge to share with you on this journey we call life. And I'm so excited to introduce a very special, beautiful friend of mine. And she's obviously a guest, and her name is Angela Frank. Okay. She's an intuitive counselor, a psychic, empath, an energy healer. She's a hypnotherapist, medium, and most importantly, she's a mom. Angela, welcome to the show. I'm so happy to have you here with us today. So every show we're going to be unraveling about, different aspects of life. But today I just want to talk to you about you, your journey. So Angela, she's different. And as we hear her story, you will understand why. But if you feel her story resonates with you, then I will be putting a lot of information about star seeds in the description box so you can further read about it. Remember, ignorance is not bliss. The more you know, the more you're educated about how, children who are gifted, you as a parent will be much better equipped to help them flourish. And that's why we have Angela here today, who's going to help all of us, because Angela even told me that I too have a gifted child, so I'm going to benefit greatly because there's not enough information out there on the media or YouTube or anywhere. So this is a great place to begin on how to recognize. Okay, so Angela, thank you so much. So Angela, tell us about what is your earliest memory of feeling, how do I say, gifted or different?
I would say the first memory that I can recall would probably be around the age of 4. I was in my room, first memory, and I'm in my room, I'm by myself, and I noticed that there are just like people in there that didn't come in the room, like they were ghosts, if you will.
Yeah.
Spirits. So I realized that in that moment that there was something. I didn't quite understand at age 4 what that was about. And when I would talk to my parents about that, or anyone, that's pretty much who you talk to when you're that age, or parents, I don't think that they understood. They thought that I was just very artistic, eccentric, if you will, had a really great imagination.
Right. I was going to say, they must be like, she has a wonderful imagination.
Right. They called them my imaginary friends. So, yeah, my imaginary friends.
How many imaginary friends do you have? And you're like,
Yeah, I'd tell them about all of them. And my mom would say, wow, you really have a good imagination.
Oh my gosh.
The second thing that I think happened would be dreams that would come true. I was very young, and I'd have these very, very vivid dreams. And I would tell my mom about them every day.
Yeah.
And I think, sometimes when kids talk for like an hour, we're like, yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
So I think we've been doing that. But then she started realizing that some of the things were happening. I started realizing it at a very young age. Then the third thing I'd say that happened would be picking up other people's energy. I didn't know that's what was going on. I would be with myself and I was great. I was feeling fine. I was happy. And then when I was around other people, I would start feeling all these different ways, sometimes anxious, sometimes depressed, sometimes I was in pain. And then when I'd leave those people, it took me until much, much, much later in life. I was not a child when I understood all of this. I actually thought that I was making up stuff in my head that was wrong with me. But it turned out that I was actually picking up on other people's pain, other people's energy. And I had no recollection of what that was. And in my culture where I come from, that was not, it's not, you don't talk about that, and it's not possible.
Right. Do you feel now that, you're aware of everything. Do you feel like more souls are having a similar experience? You feel there's a as a collective?
Absolutely. I think that people have had this for a long time, but it was more under the wraps. Like it was like talked
Suppressed,
about it.
suppressed. Don't talk about it.
And I still think in a lot of different cultures, a lot of different societies, depending on how you're grown, you're raised. I
Yeah.
still think it is that way. It's just it's a little bit less than maybe it was. It's slowly coming out where
Right.
people have their voices and their opinions and live the way that they want to. I think, but
Yeah.
we still have a lot of work to do.
And how does a parent who now has a child who says, "Hey, mom, same thing like you. I'm seeing something." What is the first thing as a parent should they do? Definitely encourage them. Say, "Hey, there's nothing wrong with you. I know that." What
Yeah,
else? Is there somebody who they can get in touch with to guide, like a guru, so to speak?
I think so. Asking questions is really important. So, like, oh, tell me more about that. Like, what's going on here? And if the
Hmm.
parent doesn't understand what's going on, I would suggest them getting educated on what
Yeah.
that is about, because there's a lot of things that could be right. Like, some people really might need help in
Yeah.
certain ways,
Yeah.
but some people might need help in like metaphysical ways. And deciding what that is for each individual person, I think is important. And I also think it's individualized. So everybody's a little different. But understanding like where is this coming from? Are you picking up energy? And then figuring out, is this my energy or is this your energy? Once you figure out that that's what's going on. Um, Reading books, listening to podcasts,
Right.
talking to people who have been down the path
Mm.
like me.
Like you,
Like,
yeah.
hey, can you help me with this? And then through that other person's experience, you will be able to move forward in a much quicker way. I think.
As Angela just mentioned, so if you are resonating with what she's saying, you can actually, I'll put Angela's email in the description box, so you can reach out to her. She's more than happy to help you, because everybody's different. Everyone has different it's not a cookie cutter situation. Every child has different, but these are definitely high vibrational being, for sure. Each child who is gifted has come to earth for a purpose, and you as a parent have to sort of nudge them. Otherwise it'll get wasted. What do you think, Angela? If they're not properly, I would say, supported, then it would it get wasted, you think?
Well, I think there's two general routes. It could go different ways, but from what I have seen with myself and a lot of other people that I know and clients that I have, I think that usually if it's not supported,
Hmm.
you either end up you it's a very good chance, and most people, including myself, have went through a dark night of the
Hmm.
soul, if you
Hmm.
will,
Hmm. Hmm.
where you don't understand what's going on, you don't understand yourself, you're knowing that you don't fit into society or like the norms,
Hmm.
and you at some point there's a lot of self-sabotaging going on, and that can go on in a variation of different ways. And I've seen that with a lot of the friends who I have too that do spiritual work. We've all been through
And
whatever
how,
that
how
is.
did you how did you get out of that the dark or gray area?
Dark night of the soul, it was a process. I don't think it was like one thing, but I think realizing who I was and what my gifts were about, and not thinking about them as a curse. Because
Mm.
so every day of every year until I was in my, at least in my later 20s,
Oh my
the
gosh.
most of my life, I thought that I was cursed. I
Oh
really thought
wow.
that there was something like wrong with me. So then once you get through that and you start realizing what these things are, because our society doesn't foster this type of stuff, so you start finding people who can help you, and you're like, oh my gosh, this is not a curse. This is
Mm.
actually a blessing
This is
if
a
you know how to
blessing.
use it.
Yes. This is
It's
a
just like
gift.
anything in life. If you have a hammer and you don't know how to use it, it's not so great. It could
Right,
hurt
right, right.
people.
Right. True that. True that. Like it's a exactly. You need to know how to utilize the tools, right?
Exactly.
Um. So, okay. Let's talk about releasing blocks of the heart. I'm very because I feel like the world today, the heart is blocked for sure. I'm not even going to talk about, the lower chakras, because I feel like generally people are functioning at the lower chakras because, it's all about money. Life is so much about material. They think basically their happiness is, okay, how much do I have? They're forgetting to go up, right? And spiritually being connected is not important. That is for sure. But having said that, do you feel, especially after having seen what happened with the Black Lives Movement and just generally what's happening in the world, there's a lot of hatred, Angela. There's so much hatred. Where do you feel, or what are you feeling about humanity and where we're going? And just generally about 2020, because everyone's amazed at 2020 and what it has brought in.
Well, mainly the shifts, like what's going on and how to open up the heart chakra based on what's going on. That's the question.
Yep.
So there's a lot of challenging things going on for all of us. I don't think anyone is really exempt from it. But what I personally do to like diminish it, it doesn't mean you get rid of it, and it doesn't mean put your head in the sand, but it's like, how much time am I on social media? How much time am I on watching the news? How much time am I talking about these things to people? And then who am I hanging out with? Where is their vibrational level? So those are all good starting points from where I like to come from, and it definitely helps. Also getting grounded. So like me, I live 10 minutes from the beach, so putting my feet on the ground, being in the ocean water, so all of these things help. But it's to keep yourself, I think, in that alignment, that heart, love. Like we all want to vibrate like love and compassion, but sometimes it's really difficult when everything around us is not vibrating that. It feels like you're really going against the grain. And I think a lot of us can feel that way, especially the empathic people who are on a spiritual journey. But I think the important thing to know is that we're all in this journey together. And even though all of us, including me, sometimes, we all feel like we're doing it alone. We're not doing it alone.
All together.
Open up this heart chakra and just love unconditionally. And that means without regard to what other people are doing or saying or where they're at in their life, right? That's unconditional. So we're opening up the heart chakra, and there's so many ways of doing this. But just thinking about love and compassion, caring about others, I think is a really good place to start.
I think, and also judging. Stop judging everything. The whole life is just about why this person is like this. Just let everybody be. Look at the beauty in everybody, even if the person is not in your books perfect. But again, like you just said, just fill your heart with love. And okay, so we're gonna go back to so I just wanted to tell everyone that the gifted children, okay, they are challenging, especially in the younger ages. I don't know how Angela was when she was small, but my son, who Angela told me he's challenging. I'm not going to deny it. We get into like headbutt fights to the point where like I'm almost throwing up my hands in the air. So they're because they're so strong-minded, because each child comes with a certain, but so for example, my son, he's extremely strong-headed, to the point where as a mother, I feel like I have no say. Like if I tell him, hey, you need to do this, he'll start questioning me like, why do I need to? And just looking at the starry eyes of his, I just melt. But okay, so I'm going to just talk about raising. They're called divine beings. Okay, so raising the divine beings can become a challenge. They are different to us as children. Now, we were raised in a generation that was filled and based on just surviving. Okay, our parents were fighting to survive, and this often meant we had to also. We've all been given our own missions. Okay. However, for us, it's always been about waking up ourselves and then trying to get as much out of a mission done. Now, talking from a person of Indian descent, we also tend to do this to our children. We already started from, hey, you're going to become a lawyer. You're going to become a doctor. You're going to become an engineer. um, but we're forgetting that let them be whoever they want to become, right? And so children who are gifted, what do you feel like? Do you think they will tend to sort of want to spread their wings and fly? Is that how, like, for your, like, how did your parents say, hey Angela, do what you want to do? How are they supporting you?
My parents actually, they were very supportive of whatever I wanted to do. I was like into art and acting and kind of, you know, a lot of artistic stuff. And I loved going down that path. I wanted to go to like an art college and not be, you know, like a typical job. I always kind of veered in that direction, and they always supported me. But I think the other important thing to know as a parent of children who have these abilities is that understanding where their strengths are and pushing them towards that too. So not meaning like make them be who they aren't.
Mm.
Like obviously help them be who they are, but also encourage that. So like there's one thing of saying no, you need to be a lawyer when you really want to be an artist. So there's that dynamic. But the other dynamic would be, you know, saying, oh, you want to be an artist. Okay, so I'm gonna sign you up for art classes, which my parents did that.
Yeah,
Even though I don't think they understood all of what it was that was going on with me, they
yeah.
did help me like with that path. So I think
Yeah,
that's
nice.
important too, is helping them propel.
So what kind of art were you doing? Like, was it fine art, or what kind of art were you doing?
Everything between
Really?
clay building, I was making pots on a wheel. I did
Oh
welding
my
for
God,
3.
that is so therapeutic. Do you still
Yeah,
do it though? Do you still make pots?
not regularly. No.
Mm. Is it messy?
It's messy. It's fun though. Just anything artistic. I loved
Like getting
cooking
your
with,
hands in there?
making jewelry. Yeah, and all
Oh
sorts
my
of
God, I
things.
love making jewelry. I used to make a lot of bracelets, chakra bracelets, and now I love making jewelry. It's fun. And what else? Do you so you were into acting?
In acting.
Why didn't you get into Broadway, Angela? You are in the wrong place. You need to be in New York City. That's where you need to be. Closer to
I
me.
don't know. It's not where it went, but I really enjoyed doing all of that. And I think that helped with the creativeness in me and like meditating and getting
Yes,
into where I need to be in life now. Yeah.
yes, yes. I have found that you anybody who is like you, very gifted, always they tend to be drawn towards the music and art, love animals. Am I right? See,
Well,
these are the signs of somebody of, like, oh, I would say, an evolved soul. Music, arts, dancing. Dancing is so important. I feel that people. So I'm a dancer, and I feel that people don't dance enough. Let your
mhm.
hair down and
Just let loose. And I personally like letting loose dancing and just flowing opposed to like, here, do this step to this
yes,
thing.
yes, choreographed.
Yeah.
Um, so everybody, if you're watching, make sure you have time for yourself as well. Take time to connect with yourself. This whole life, like Angela was saying, don't watch too much media, don't keep on sort of downloading, so to speak. I think a lot of times people don't even stop to even say, hey, what am I doing?
Exactly. Exactly. We're doing everything that everybody else is doing, and we don't even really stop to think of why.
Yeah, stop and think for a second, hey, what am I doing for me? Like, so meditation is a great one. I think meditating is great. Do you
Absolutely.
have any tips? I know a lot of people who would be watching. Well, the first thing they'll say, meditating is hard. How do you sit? So if do you have any tips to share with them on, and I would also benefit myself, to be honest, on how to really, okay, first of all, let's talk about time. How much time do you think minimum is good enough?
I think it's different for everyone. I
Mm.
can reset my entire mind frame and where I'm at in about 5 minutes or
What?
less. Yep, but I've been
Wow.
meditating for quite some time.
So
Is
that's
two,
your meditation is, it's very deep. You just go right in.
I go right in, but I do it regularly though. If you go to the gym a few hours a day, you're really gonna have some muscles,
Oh
to
yeah,
show.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, for
So I'm
sure.
doing, I'm doing it a lot. So, I'm working on the muscle.
Yeah.
So you go under, and I don't think it's really about how long in time. I think it's about how deep you go
Yeah.
and how you're feeling when you're done. If you're having trouble, like I call it monkey mind, and
Mm-hmm.
you're like, oh, well, I need to make this grocery list. Oh, what about I gotta text John? I need to
Mm-hmm.
check my Facebook. What
Mm.
about the kid? Like, you're not meditating, even if you're being quiet and
Because
laying
your
on your
mind is,
the monkey mind. It's
yeah.
ping pong. So you just want to be able to let loose of all of the things that you're thinking of and just be quiet. So just try, and if a thought comes in, it's okay. You didn't do anything wrong. Just say, I'm not going to think that thought anymore
You're
and
like,
release it.
bye-bye.
Goodbye. Yeah. Totally. Yep.
And so personally, I wanted to, like, I find that I tend to meditate very well at night, okay? At 12 o'clock at night. But there's, so in the Hindu scripts, it's written that those who are, we're called grahastas, meaning those who are families, okay, should not meditate at 12 at night. They will tend to go away from families. If you have a family, you should meditate either 6 a.m., 12, or 6 p.m., but not the 12. But those who are not having families can do the 12 midnight. But I love the 12 midnight because I'm not thinking about, because I tried it in the morning and I had the same problem. Oh my God, I need to make breakfast. Oh my God, I need to do this. Oh my God. So the brain was just, but at night, everyone's sleeping. It's beautiful. And mostly when it's a full moon, even better. So what is, like, have you ever meditated at like 12 o'clock at night?
I meditate all the time. So it doesn't really matter. For
So
me personally, I don't, it doesn't matter what
really?
time.
So even in the morning or evening, you're able to, wow. See, that's why where you are. Um, but do you personally feel there's anything wrong with the 12 o'clock at night, or you think that's it's
I personally, because maybe because I didn't grow up with that understanding
mm,
or that not knowledge, I
mm.
don't feel. For me personally, there's no time that's the wrong time to
I
meditate.
hear you.
Yeah.
It's almost like saying, like, if you, because now I think about that, oh, it might be a problem. I'm sort of creating a problem with that timing. Because actually, if you think about it spiritually, there is really no time. Time is a very earth thing. True?
Yes, that is so true. There's a really big conversation around that as well.
Yeah, time is an earth thing because the body, we're again, everything is based on what we're, drummed into our system. You must sleep this many hours. You must, but it's not really the case. You can, and is it true, like, if you meditate very well, like for you, how, like, do you really need to sleep? Does your body need that much sleep?
It depends. I just kind of go with what my body says. So sometimes I'll eat a half of a meal a day. And if that happens, then I will just eat a half a meal a day. Sometimes I need to eat, generally, I eat 2 meals a day.
So your body
Um,
doesn't even ask for food.
Sometimes no, sometimes I'm very hungry and I'll just say, okay, well, I'm so in tune, I think, at this point. Once you get to the point of being so in tune with your
Yeah.
body, you can just listen to it and you know exactly what you need and don't need. If you need to sleep 9 hours, you need to sleep 9 hours. If you
Yeah.
only slept 4 and you feel good, well, that's it.
Oh my God.
That's it. Yeah.
All right. So everyone, we're gonna, this episode 1 is actually, we're finished, but as you heard Angela, she has so much knowledge on pretty much everything. So I'm going to link her information in the description box. Definitely hit her up, and I'll also put up some more videos and links to other information on Star Kids. There are different types. We have indigos and, Angela, wait, I don't even see this. Where we have indigos and crystals, also rainbow children. So maybe we can touch on that a little bit next time. We'll definitely touch on that. Curious, Angela, what are you in these? I know that put them in categories, but do you relate to any of these labels, so to speak?
I feel if I had to put a definition to it, and I think it's difficult, is I think that I was just put here essentially to do what I'm doing. I'm supposed to spread the light. I'm
Yeah,
supposed to tell people the truth. I'm supposed to move forward with this light mission. And I think
yeah,
a lot of people are having that mission.
yeah,
And I think right now, during all of the the
And
chaos in the world, I think this is when people are really waking up, and you're either going to say, wow, I'm gonna like wake up to this call and I'm gonna take the call, or
yeah,
you're gonna say, no, I'm not gonna take the call. But when you don't take the call, it's not to say something bad is gonna happen. I don't mean that, but there's like a domino effect to everything. So if you're here for a reason and you're not like taking that call, like there are things in um, life will start showing you like you're not going the right path,
right path.
and you end up saying, why is everything going wrong for me? But
So what Angela is saying is
don't
the
ignore it.
don't ignore the messages that are coming to you. Don't push them aside. Don't brush them aside. In fact, if those messages are coming to you, that means you are here for a mission. So you have to take it on. Take the horse by the, how do you say, reins, and do it, because this world is only going to get better if everybody together we work to change it, because right now things are not okay, and that's why everything's happening. So um, as you heard Angela, please, please, please take that call.
Take the call. And
Just
so
take that call.
to answer your question though, I might be a little bit of all of those things. I might be none
As
of them, but
I got that. I got that. She's all of that. I
I
actually got that.
a little bit, but
No,
I
I
do
actually got Angela's at a different level. That's what I got. She's at a different level. Okay. But again, thank you so much. I want to say thank you to Angela, and catch us next time for episode 2. I'm going to be having, obviously, we're going to be talking about many, many more things. If there's something you really wanted us to touch on as well, you can hit me up. And yeah, I will put everything in the description box. Thank you so much, Angela.
Thank you so much for you and anyone who's listening. Your time is so valuable, and I really appreciate taking this time out of your busy day. Namaste.
Namaste.